Hee hee. All right. Test, test, test.
Beautiful.
Wow. All right. Here we go. Well, guys, this is the season finale of season 1 of Good Call. Episode 10, we're here. I can't believe it. I'm so excited to be here, especially to have a crew now helping me. Oh my God. Thank you to everybody involved. So we're going to do like a little solo episode here, do a recap of things that happened in season 1, maybe some moments that I'm proud of, moments I feel like I've grown through. So we've got Andrea over here in the corner. She's going to throw me some questions. I'm going to answer them. It's going to be very chill. I appreciate all of you guys sticking around this season. I'm really looking forward to next season. And of course, as always, make sure you send in your good calls of the week, the year, any moment that I can help uplift you in. Please send it over. Recommendations for future interviews, send them my way. And let's dive right into it. Okay, Andrea. Dun, 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 dun. Question number 1.
Okay, question number 1. So looking back on season 1, what stands out to you the most?
So when I was starting this podcast in November, I think is when it first officially went live, it was really stressful. If you guys have followed my journey from before this, then you know I have been in the corporate world my whole life as a journalist. I had a whole team behind me at all times, which was very much so a blessing. But when you have that for years, it builds a crutch almost, and you don't have to do everything because things are divvied up, and you have a team to help you with production, team to help you with booking guests. You even have a team to help you write out topics for interviews, and doing all of this on my own. Thankfully, I started off, I had Andrea helping me with a lot of it. But doing this by yourself is very stressful, and you really get to a point where you're like, do I want to do this? Is this really what I want? So that moment really stuck out to me in the beginning of, oh my God, I got to commit to this, and there's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. But as long as we keep pushing forward, we keep pressing forward, and we remember why we did this, or at least for me, why I want to do this, that's only something that I can hope gets better and better moving forward. Ooh, a lesson I didn't know I needed until this season was confidence. I've always felt like I've been confident, but when you have a team behind you, you can rely on them. When you have one person helping you, love you, Andrea. But when you have one person and it's you and you and one person, you really have to be confident because nobody is going to hold your hand through it. And again, being able to humble myself, actually, that's what it is. Humility. I've learned humility in this season more than I have in any other season. When I first started off in journalism, I was in Mississippi and I was getting paid peanuts. So that was a humble moment, but you're young. You're not thinking of like, oh my God, I'm working for peanuts and I'm just traveling around doing what I can. But when you get to a big step and, moving to New York, having a huge team behind me to going to now I'm on my own, it is a humbling experience, but it's been a blessing to be able to do this. I feel so much autonomy that I didn't have before. That job opened up so many doors and I'll always be grateful for it because I wouldn't be where I am today without it. But I've learned a lot about humility and just being confident in my abilities and confident in my goal and my vision and my dream. So I'm very grateful for that.
So what did it teach you about patience, discipline, or even showing up?
Oh my gosh, it's taught me about all three of those: patience, discipline, and showing up. I've had to be very patient with myself, patient with others, and knowing that the only thing I can control is what I say and what I do. Patience, determination was the second one, right? Discipline. Well, determined, but disciplined. You have to be disciplined to continue this because my goal for this podcast was to put out an episode every single week. And yeah, screw that camera. It's okay. It's plotting against us. I had to have discipline because again, when you have a team behind you, they can make up for those areas where maybe you lack or vice versa. But when it's all you have to be disciplined and you have to be committed to this. To put out an episode every week is not easy, especially when you have work in other areas, when you've got 2 other jobs and this is a passion project. You have to be disciplined and hold yourself accountable. And then finally, was it humility? I missed the last one. Patience. discipline, and showing up. You have to show up for yourself. I think all those three kind of go into one. And I would recommend anybody who wants to do something, you just got to do it, because there's never going to be a right time to start. You're going to always want to prep. There could always be more prep. There could always be more that could go into this. But when you get to a point where you feel good about it, you just got to go. You get on a roll. You learn as you go. And you have to give yourself a little bit of grace in the process. Ooh, a good call this season that paid off for me personally was learning how to trust people, because I'm very much a believer in, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. I still believe that in a sense. However, you need people in this life. And as much as we want to believe that we can do everything on our own, that doesn't mean we should. And being able to bring other people in and allowing them to be a part of a vision and to grow with them is such a blessing. And if I always say that I want to help others and be a blessing to others, then I shouldn't hold my dream just to myself. I should be able to share it with people who want to be a part of something else. So that was definitely something that was a good call, is bringing other people in on my vision, letting them breathe life into it, and make this a group project.
Okay, so from all the guests that we've had, was there one that was truly memorable?
All of the guests were very memorable, but I think the most memorable was probably my one with Steph, because we talked about aliens and Stanley Kubrick. We made tinfoil hats. We got to explain some conspiracy theories that we love. I wish, looking back on that one, I wish we could have went deeper into the conspiracy theories. But again, we're learning, we're living, and the editing, I was just like, I don't want to have it too long or too hard to edit. But that was probably the most memorable one, because it was so out there and random. But again, I want this podcast to be about different things in life. I don't want it just to be, I don't know how to explain this. I don't want it to be like just about sports, just about faith. I want to be able to talk to people, meet them where they're at. She loves aliens. I love talking about conspiracy theories. So that was definitely the most memorable one. I hope I can bring you back on again, Steph, if you're watching this. Okay.
Now that this is the season finale, what was harder about starting this podcast than you expected?
The time that goes into making this was a lot harder than I expected. From the branding, that was basically the first step, is like, I want a podcast. I want a platform where I can say what I want to say. I can interview who I want to interview and build it up as I go along. The branding was pretty hard. Shout out Canva, because without Canva we're in the 21st century, right? That was a dumb question. We're not in the 20th century, right? Shout out the 21st century. I thank God that I was born in this time era, because we got AI, we've got Canva, we've got Chat GPT, ways to help make your life easier. See, you had to Google it, not just me.
You were born in the 20th century.
How?
Yeah. You were born in
1995.
Yes. That's the 20th.
That's the 20th.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But we are in the 21st.
We're in the 21st century.
So why didn't we make a bigger deal about being in the 21st century? I don't remember this.
Because it's 2000. It's 2000. 2000.
Oh, Y2K? 2K?
No.
Oh.
No. That's the 2000. That's
different.
2000.
That's a whole different animal.
That's crazy. I was born in the 20th century, and kids these days are the 21st century.
I'm 21st.
Not that crazy.
Are my bangs okay?
Wait, I'm 21st.
Nate is a fetus. Nate is a fetus. Wait, pause, as they say in New York. Pause for a second.
2000.
No, 2000.
Brian. Right.
So you're 20th.
Really?
Yeah.
What you mean?
You're the 20th century.
That's what it's showing me. 2000.
No, just start counting from 1 to 100. But
Nate's literally looking up. He's like, was I born in the 20th century?
January 1st, 2001, that's when 21st century started. That's what you're saying.
oh, you're right.
Congrats, you're a 20th century. All of us are 20th century in here, except you.
Yeah. 2001.
Okay. We're inclusive. I can't believe it. I know. When I first met Nate, I could not believe how young he was. How old are you, Brian? It's like asking a woman her weight or something, right? So what's the question again? What's the
Basically,
question?
What was harder this season than you expected?
Oh, what was harder this season? Yeah. So we were born in the 20th century, minus Andrea. I'm glad we We established that. What was harder than what I thought it was going to be was making a show. I've been a part of creating a show. I made one at my last job, but again, I had a team. When you're doing it all on your own, coming up with the branding, coming up with the vibe, what do I want the goal to be? How often do I want to release a podcast? Who do I even want in my circle? Who would I trust to invite to be a part of this? Because whatever I do, I like to put my all in. And if I don't like it, or if it's not, it doesn't align with my beliefs or my values or anything in that sense, I'm checked out. So I wanted something that I was going to be really passionate about. I wanted someone else to be a part of it that would also be passionate about this. So learning just everything that goes into it makes me appreciate it so much more, because you have to put in that effort. And I did not realize coming into this how much goes into it. And even right now, to be able to film this, to have someone like Brian to reach out to his contacts to help us get a spot, to have Nate here coming all the way from the freaking Bronx with what he could do to help out. I don't know if we're going to have to cut that out or not. Okay. To have Nate be here, who's always been so kind and helpful and willing to help. Like, I'm just so grateful. And of course, Andrea always being there with my breakdown moments where I'm like, texting her about something. Everybody's been so helpful. And again, I just did not realize how much I would be needing people in this process, but I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Whoop, whoop.
So what do you hope listeners felt or learned from season 1?
I hope listeners realize that it is okay to humble yourself in life. We always talk that talk like I'm that person, and self-love and confidence, which is absolutely necessary in what you do and in life. You have to believe in yourself, but being able to humble yourself and to realize like, hey, this is the situation. I got to make it work with what I've got. No one's going to come here and save me, or no one's going to come here and put in the work that you have to put in. It just makes me appreciate it so much more. And I hope that anybody I hope anybody watching this just takes away that humility is okay in life. We all go through these moments. Don't quit. Keep pushing forward. Keep pressing forward. We were supposed to have a guest today. That did not work out. We roll with the punches, people. We make it work. We don't stop. We don't quit, because we are not quitters. We were born in the 20th century. Millennials. Plus some Gen Zers in here. I hope... If you are just now starting this podcast and this episode, welcome to Good Call. I hope you stay. If you would like to start over and you're like, where should I start? I would definitely watch episode 3, I think it is, Faith, Fitness, and Finding My Balance. That episode was basically like a bear it all moment. This is what my faith looks like now in my life. This is how I got into fitness, my struggles with body image, food, my, past relationships, how it helped to build me to, or help me to be who I am today, regardless of whether or not I would go back and make those decisions again. I wouldn't, but again, it made me who I am today, and I'm appreciative of everything I've gone through. You got to live with the choices you make. That doesn't define who you are, but it does help to shape you into the person you are. So I would go back and watch episode 3. It's just a solo episode. It's pretty quick, but that's basically who I am in a nutshell.
So if there was someone who's on the fence about making a good call in their own life, what would you say to them?
Just do it. In the words of Shia LaBeouf, do it! Don't wait for the right moment, because again, the right moment is not ever going to come. You're not going to wake up one day and be like, well, I feel like I've got everything down pat. Of course, you're taking a photo of that, aren't you? Ryan loves taking horrible photos of videos of me, but you know what? I need some Botox maybe, but it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. The question of, so if you're on the fence about making a good call, I would say sit in the moment, really think about it. Make sure you can plan it as much as you can. There's always going to be things that come out of nowhere that you don't plan for. You can't plan for everything. You can only control so much. Try to control the controllables, and everything else, roll with the punches. It's going to make you happy when you do it. And if it's not something that you really feel like you don't feel comfortable in, then maybe you need to think about it a little bit more. Maybe you need to plan a little bit better. be able to be moldable, be able to roll with the punches, I would say. But just do it. Just do it. Make a good call. Don't make a bad call. Don't continue to make a bad call because you're in a bad routine or you're in a weird space. Break the cycle. The hardest part is breaking the cycle. My bangs. Thank you. I need hairspray. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is this better? Okay.
I think a little thinning out in the middle.
Fudge!
No, now it's better. She was actually.
Yeah, it was-
She had a whole open crack there.
It was
Oh my god, y'all let me just be talking with an
No,
open
I-
crack?
but
It was partying like Moses did.
Oh my god, I like that! Moses in the Red Sea! Even Nate smiled at that one. Nate's Jewish. He knows the story of Moses. Watch your profanity.
Yes, please.
Okay, next
Okay,
question.
so now looking
Wait, the
at
bangs are good, right?
season
They
two.
are better.
How
Thank
do you
you.
want season 2 to feel different?
I want season 2 to be a little bit more elevated, a little bit more classy. I filmed a few episodes in my apartment, which was really fun. Again, you got to start somewhere, but season 2, I want it to look really good. Hopefully, I can find a space that is my own. I've had this kind of be a traveling podcast at the moment, which I'm totally fine with. But I think finding a good space to consistently film out of would be a goal for mine. Have more guests on that are outside of my family and friend circle. And I would love to reach more people. I'm so excited. I told Andrea this the other day. Starting off in November, I believe the YouTube channel was posted in November. We already have 2.3 thousand 2.25 thousand followers on YouTube. All of you, I love you. So thank you for being here. I would love to.
2.25.
Yes! 2.25. That's almost the exact same numbers, just a few hundred off from my personal YouTube, which I've had for umpteen years since I was like, it was like 2019 or 17 I posted my first YouTube video. But now the consistency is paid off. Every single week we post content. We're still working on the TikTok and Instagram. I swear Instagram hates me and they shadow ban me on everything. But YouTube, popping off. Consistency matters. And I would love to continue with that. Keep posting once a week. Post little fun, like one-off episode or like one-off series where it's just me talking more to the camera myself. Have the ones with the interviews with folks, but just have some more with me and you guys. Have a fun little series here and there. I would love to give back to you guys, do some fun giveaways, sell merch. So just small little things like that for season 2. Showing up for me in this next season looks like... that's a good question. What does showing up for myself in this season look like? I think continuing to roll with the punches, continuing to give myself grace because... when something doesn't turn out the way that I had planned for, I can be very hard on myself. But the most important step is just showing up and trying to doing my best, doing what I can in the moment. So showing up for myself in season 2, showing up for myself this year is being consistent, giving myself a little bit more grace. And again, be confident, be able to roll with the punches, and continue for excellence.
Now, final question. What's
Okay.
one intention you're carrying into season 2?
One intention I'm bringing into this year is being purposeful with who I allow in my circle. I love having friends, but at the end of the day, especially being almost 31 now, like it's just not possible. It's not feasible to have so many friends. There's no reason to have tons of friends. Like acquaintances, yes, but to have really, really close friends is very important to me. And I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for unnecessary things. Like if we have the same values and we see life very similar, then cool. If you're there for me, I'm there for you. I'm putting in energy and you give it back, then cool. We're awesome. But to continuously overextend myself, no, I ain't got time for it. And also, if I don't have time for you, then just being upfront, like, hey, I appreciate you, but like making it intentional about who I'm spending my time with, because if I can't pour into someone else, then I don't want them to have a crazy expectation either. So being intentional about who I hang out with, being intentional about what I watch, what I consume, just all around trying to level up my life. I think that would be my goal in this year. Because last year I was intentional, but at the same time I allowed a lot of things to come in and I was like, oh, whatever, it's okay. But being purposeful with everything is definitely a goal of mine this year. Is that it? Okay. I think that was it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this season finale. I hope you guys enjoyed watching season 1 or being a part of it. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for sending in questions, sending in feedback, following me, supporting me. I couldn't do this without you guys. I hope you guys stay along for season 2. I hope you're excited as much as I am. I got a whole team behind me now. Brian, Andrea, Nate. So we're a little crew of 4 right now, but I hope we continue to grow. I hope we get some really cool sponsorships this year. I hope we can do some traveling stuff, maybe a traveling episode. That would be awesome. But yeah, fingers crossed. Pray for me. Pray for this podcast with me. And I will see you guys in season 2.